Okay, everybody. So today's podcast is going to be a little bit different. We're doing it in English because we have a special guest from Latvia. As you may all know, it's August Just, the GG Racers, one of the trainers. So pleasure to have you, August.
Thanks, guys.
Hello.
So how do you feel here in Lithuania?
Pretty good. You know, like I work with some riders from Lithuania and been racing here.
Yeah.
So, you know, like Baltics is good for me always. And I enjoy the people and the tracks and the country.
Nice. All right. So how is it going now when the season's over?
You know, in motocross, the season is over for maybe 3 days a year.
Okay, yeah.
So the new season, 23, is already started for us because we are training. But yeah, like 2022 was pretty good year, like actually really good. And we took a rest, and now we are already, let's say, 1.5 months into our preparation for 23. Okay. So we did the hard work, and now we are taking a little bit easier. But it's going good with the juniors and with the older guys. So yeah, full speed into the 23.
Nice. And how do you manage all that work? How do you manage the time to spend time also with your family, but also give 100% to the riders?
With JJ Racers, it's me and my brother Robert.
Yeah.
And that's like a very, very strong point for us because let's say we have some things different thinking.
Yeah.
But the base, what we do, it's the same. And so if I cannot do something, Robert's doing.
Okay.
If Roberts cannot, I'm. So of course for the families it's not that easy because we work day and night, like a lot of work.
Yeah.
But we find the time also for the families, so it's nice to spend time with them. But in the same time, like I said, with Roberts, we can manage that the work doesn't stop even if somebody's out of Latvia.
Okay.
And the other guy is in Latvia, so it's always the work is going on.
Yeah. Can I ask you to put your microphone a little bit closer?
Yeah.
It's like fist.
Well, like this.
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, it's better. And how do you say? What's your thoughts about training in Baltic states? Because you know many of the riders, they go to, let's say, Belgium, Holland to train. What's your opinion on training in Baltic states?
You know, like when I was a racer, I was thinking like it sucks to train here in Latvia because we don't have tracks, we don't have the weather and all these things. But now, by the time when the time is going, my mind has changed. And I think actually we are in a very good spot to prepare for the whatever level you want.
Yeah.
Because the weather in the wintertime is as it is.
Yeah.
But we have advantages like because you can train from 8 o'clock in the morning or even earlier till late night. And in Holland, Belgium, the tracks are closed some days. It opens just, let's say, 1 o'clock. So it's a lot harder to make the planning.
Yeah.
And like why I say my thinking has changed, because now when I grow and I understand some things, and me and Robert, we are organizing that the track qualities are better, that everything's organized, and we have all these things. And I think if you check sometimes some stories of us, you think, where did you get the ruts like this?
Yeah.
Where you get this deep sand? And like we can get anything you need to prepare for any level. And let's say like our riders, been successful in European level and some higher levels, and just by training in Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia. So it's possible, and I think we are in a good spot at the moment, and the track qualities are just getting better.
Yeah.
And some guys from Holland and other countries is sometimes visiting us, and I think we are on a good road to in the future have more riders from Europe, and the more they're gonna come, the better the qualities, the better the system.
Yeah.
And I think in the future this is the place to be here.
Nice.
Because another thing is like if you think about the costs, like hotel in Latvia would cost like €40 and you have a good hotel. €40 in Holland, you can't get anything.
Yeah,
like,
but it's getting more expensive.
Yeah, it's like 100 euros, you know, in Holland to stay in a shit place.
Yeah.
So like the food is more expensive, fuel, all the things, and you know, that's why I think it's actually pretty good to do the work here. And if you can organize that the tracks are prepared and as you need for the races upcoming, then I think we have everything to be successful here training in Latvia.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add up, AJ?
No, to be honest, as me moved here living, I'm so enjoying riding here. So I think not every, but many GP riders would be jealous what we have here, because in Holland there is no jumps, there is nothing.
Yeah.
Like there is just ski jumps everywhere. So to be honest, yes, here is
And I
wonderful
think,
to ride.
I think when you, let's say, put on the paper the day plan, how much easier it is to plan here compared to like Belgium when the track time is so short, and then when you finish with the training, you need to eat, recover, fix all the stuff for the next day, and then let's say the next day, first half, you are just waiting for the training.
Because it opens on the afternoon.
And in our places, you can manage like 2 trainings easy, no problem.
Yeah, that's true. Like it's annoying, to be honest. You wake up and then you know that it's a training, you cannot do anything else, so you're just waiting for a training. You have a training and then you have to recover. So
because you know, like I say, maybe because we build all these things and we have good contact with each track owner and stuff, but knowing all this, I'm like, come on, people, don't complain that we have shit tracks, shit preparation. Actually, we are in a very good spot to be one of the top guys in this case. Of course, we don't have maybe these big hills and stuff like that, but to build this base, it's perfect here.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I remember when we went to Ropage track, or what was it? With Vebra. With Vebra, bro, the track was so hard. I was like hating motocross at that time.
Was it sand track?
It's a deep sand track with which is like you know, with quite a short straights.
Yeah.
So it's getting these bumps with steep bumps, and it's really hard to get the speed. So. And Walter was struggling, but I was trying to push him and motivate that, come on, if you can do it good here, you can do it good in any track.
Can you tell the backstory of that track? Like, because I heard it wasn't even been flattened ever.
Yeah, there's like, let's say...
rumors.
Let's say there's like a story, like it's a very long, because... like, you know, these PSRS times, like very Russian times back in the day, there were going on big races. And then the track was like, let's say, closed. And then the bank took it away. So it was not allowed to prepare it and do all the things. So I would say like in 8 years, it was maybe prepared like 3 times.
Okay.
So it was super rough, and all the top Latvian riders was... the guys who were preparing for the GPs or bigger races, they were all riding there and beating up the track. And I remember just that if you come and the track is, let's say, 4 meters wide, then about 1 year later, it's like 7-8 meters wide, because it's
because everybody started cheating.
But like I say, the tracks are good, and it's possible to prepare in here.
Yeah, that's
nice.
For sure.
Okay, but let's jump back to your beginnings. Tell me your story. How did everything start?
Like, you mean with
motocross? Then we'll get back to JJ racers, but just now for you.
Yeah, for me, I started like when I was 5, and the mentality of my family was always, we're not gonna be pros. We're gonna be riding for fun. We're gonna enjoy the sport, and my father wanted that 2 guys was just riding the motocross and having their sport. And then you know, we were quite successful, and we were going a lot to Holland for the Dutch championships. And when we were winning these championships, we had more and more sponsors. So we were like pushed to race every year there, and it got a bit serious. But like I said, never in my life the family mentality was like we're gonna be pros.
Yeah.
My father always kept thinking like we are just doing it for fun, and it's nice that you have good results, but in life there is other things, so we don't focus as a pro job, let's say.
Yeah.
And when I was young, I was winning Europeans, the Dutch championships, Latvian, and a lot of winning. And then you get that taste that you want more and more.
Yeah.
So we started to train, let's say, step by step, more and more professionally. And everything was, let's say, done by ourselves. Like we find the trainers, we did all the things we did with Roberts by ourselves. And I think that helped us, let's say, mentally, because we were, let's say, never giving up, and we really wanted it to do it good. And then step by step, when I was 16, I needed to move up to like bigger classes, and like there was two options: or I quit racing because we didn't have, let's say, budget to race, or I needed to move for MX2 GPs because then I could get support and keep racing. So I went racing, and that was like for a 16 years old guy quite shocking, like from the juniors to step in directly in MX2. And just a good story of mine was my first ever GP. When like I was practicing that track, which was hardpack, and when I went to the GPs, I had a good feeling that I'm gonna do good here. And I did like in a free practice one sprint lap. I come into the pit line, I'm like, oh, pretty good lap. I'm watching like P20. Oh, 19, 18. Oh, I'm pretty good. Like P5, where am I? Then okay, P21, P22. P39. I'm like, oh my God, this was close to perfect lap. And I'm P39. How's this possible? And then a little later on, I saw on the paper like there was 2.7 seconds to the leader. I was like, 39 guys in 2.5 seconds. Crazy. If I go just that much better, I move like 10 places. If I go a little more, I'm almost top 10 guy, and that was like shocking for me because it's so tight in the in this MX2 class, because you come to Latvia race and oh, this guy gonna beat, this gonna battle, and you already know things. But
there you don't know anything.
There you go, every track, the sand hardpack you change, there is new guy to battle, and French guy, Holland guy, and it's never like you're gonna know how you're gonna do, and that's exciting because you need to really work hard to to be good at everything, and mentally there is like you just know that you are battling best against the best, and that's what's special about the GPs.
AJ, did you come up with this kind of like experience where like top 20 guys were like in 1 second or something like that?
Yeah, for sure. Like every time you think that's the lap, that's gonna be it, and then you go and then you're expecting, let's say from my point of view, let's say top 5, and then you go and then you're like P16. You see on pitboard P16. What?
Like, there must be some mistake.
like and then you rethink your lap. Okay, where I can do better, and it every time like this. Okay, I was at the point like when I was really strong, then it was like when you do proper lap, then one on the top, if not pole, P3 or something, but sometimes you have just many times.
Like now working, let's say with the younger guys and let's say European, like you see that in some tracks, like even like 5 seconds is not much. No. But when I was riding GPs and I would see a half a second in front somebody, I would be, oh, that's far. Like half a second, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's already quite a quite big gap.
Yeah, so but like I say, it's in that moment you don't think like that, but now when I remember, it's like you know that you are racing against best of the best, and you cannot be ashamed that you lost to the guy. I remember in Lommel, like 2009 was my first point, and I was battling with Pauline and Osborne, and I finished 20. Pauline was 19, and Osborne was 21.
Yeah.
And in that time, I was like, "Oh my God! Like, it's not that good. Like, these guys are not special. Like, or really."
Yeah.
But now, when you look each history, then you think, "Oh my God, these are like legends of motocross." So you are, like I say, you are battling the best of the best always, and that's what's really special. And like I say, you need to be on top of the game to battle these guys.
Yeah, like every GP you come is like new puzzle, you know.
Yeah.
Like Stefan Everts used to always tell me, like every GP you come, every training you come, it's a new puzzle which you need to put it together, you know.
Yeah.
And if you put it right and correct, then it will be everything good, you know. But to put it right, it's not easy.
Yeah, and like when I look now to the new riders and like we work with the guys, the number one rule is like the will. Like you need to will it.
It's
like,
very important.
Because
what do you mean will it?
Like willing. Like
I will. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Because you know, like. You need to be able to say to a lot of things no, like parties, alcohol and all this stuff, and not only like these things, a lot of food and to get out of the bed on time and all these things. You need to be perfect, and then you are just in that group. You are not the best. You are in that group. If you are perfect, you are in that group, and that's what makes a very big difference when you, let's say, go from the Europeans to the GPs, this perfect, because like I say, when you look, then you meet everyone who is there is the best in the country, best in any other place. And like I was racing, let's say normally like P15, P20s, and I could go to any other championship and I would win. Only the guys who would be battling me is like the GP guys. So you just know that the level of the GP guys is like just another level. If you think I'm quite good, then you go to the GPs, you think, oh my God, these guys are much better. So, and like I say, to be good there, it's all about the willing. Like if you really want to race there, you will need to work, and you will need to find the ways how to be better and better always.
Can you tell me, guys, both of your like craziest stories in MXGP? Let's say not winning, but let's say like in a funny way or like failure or something like that.
Like for me, it was one funny thing I remember in Portugal. You know, after the finish, there is this step down. And when I was racing like 2010 or something, there was like 4 landings. And I was jumping to the 3rd landing always because it was super rutty. And the day before, a few guys crashed, so I was like a little bit scared, and I was doing triple like. And every lap, my mechanic was like showing, "Jump, pussy, jump, pussy," and I was like, "Come on, August, you can do it." And then a little later on, I was starting to quad it, but it was like one of the sketchiest jumps I done. But I remember I was like going by the pit line, and I see the pit bar. I'm like, come on, I want that he doesn't show me this, so I need to do the jump. So that's pretty crazy.
Do you have anything, AJ?
Oh, I have many stories, but nothing comes up now. You know?
Okay.
You just attacked me with something, and I cannot get something.
Okay.
But maybe next time I'll...
like through the podcast, when you remember, tell me. And also there was this big jump in Tartu, Estonia.
That's my brother who was sending it.
He crashed.
But a car crashed or
no, there was like this. It's called Lewis leap because Davis Lewis was the first to do it.
Oh, okay.
And like I just remember that day, like me, Tanel, Leok, and my brother, we were walking the track. And Tana was saying, like, even if I feel like I can jump it, I'm not going to do it because next week is the GP. And I was like, I'm not going to do it also. For sure, not going to do it. And then Robert was quiet, like, not saying anything.
Because basically it was just a fast turn. And normally, like me, Tanel, everybody was doing triple, double.
Yeah.
And if
you were also racing.
Yeah, I was racing also. If you hold it till the end, it's like you jump just.
But it's like a Lollarco leap, just wide open.
It's wide open, and you really like jump it like just.
Yeah.
And then I just went to the van and I was like saying to Roberts, "What do you think about the big jump?" Yeah, we'll see. and I was like, I had that feeling he gonna send it. And then when we went into the pit line, Robert was asking, "Does somebody do it? Does somebody do it?" And my mechanic was like saying, "Yeah, Lewis is doing it," and he didn't say anything. And in a quali, he jumped it, and of course it was a lot faster. But he didn't crash in quali. He was doing good at that. And then just first moto, there was some little bit riders in the mix in front of him.
Yeah.
So he made this very, very small mistake, which cost him, let's say, just this half a meter.
Yeah.
And he cased it, and he crashed super bad.
And what happened to him?
Yeah, he had a head concussion and just a really bad sore body.
Yeah.
And like the next weekend in the GPs was like quite tough because after that landing,
your mentality also breaks, I think.
Yeah, also mentality, like, when you are in a good shape and a rhythm, and something like that happens, you just a little bit get out of rhythm, and it's taking a lot.
Yeah. Is Roberts also always this like quiet kid?
Yeah, like I would say in our family, he's a little bit more talented guy, and I was the guy who needed to work harder. But a lot of times Robert was the quiet one, and when it was time, he was doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That's just how he looks when I talk to him.
It's like such an introvert at some point.
I think even now when he puts helmet, he goes crazy. No?
Yeah, like there are the statistic of Roberts at the moment is very bad.
What do you mean?
Let's say about if he has ridden 10 times, then 6 times he break a bone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I always hear. Like he put it helmet, he went crazy, he crashed.
And when this was this year's Dutch championship with Vlaanderen and won, why did he wear a back protector?
He had let's say little, but in the same time big crash, and he broke his back. So, but like what I mean also by talent of Roberts, and I'm very sure if you give a helmet and boots to Roberts, he can be super fast still now, even without training. And I would be the guy who needs 6 months to prepare to at least race, not meaning to battle for the top guys. But like Robert is the guy who can jump on the bike and show you some crazy stuff.
Yeah. And what were your guys like idol when you were growing up?
Yeah, there were actually like a lot because I would say in those days the style of riders was completely different. You know? If you watch those days, it's more and more a little bit same style. Yeah. But I think as everyone was looking up to American riders because there was a lot of videos, a lot of information from them, while in Europe it was less and
silent.
Silence. Of course, Stefan was the king and like example for everyone how to be, and this is the guy to beat. But like when you look at James Stewart, this is the guy you want to be.
So was it Ricky or James for you?
For me, James, for sure.
For me, Ricky. I loved Ricky.
For me,
he
James.
was so small and he was just
actually I would say like I would be more like Ricky, but maybe that's why I like James, because I would like to change some things and get these let's say like tools what he has to race, and this guy is a special guy.
And what about you?
Villapoto actually.
Oh, But Villapoto is a little bit, I think, younger
Yeah.
He's
but I'm also younger.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But okay, Ricky or James?
James.
James.
But just because of his style.
Yeah, he has his the style. But I was somehow more loving Ricky because he was really small.
He was
so
consistent.
And sure, he was consistent, but he was also like small.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you know, like also why Ricky's like you know probably your favorite because you know. There are things what you don't see on the TV, and you just know like his work ethic and all these things.
Yes.
This is what makes him special. And if you know this background, then you are like, oh my God, this is a real king.
Yeah.
And when you watch James on the TV, it's like, wow, this is something.
But it felt always like James had massive crash and he's knocked out or something.
Yeah.
With these situations. Even as a kid, for me, it felt like he was not putting his all in before races, you know? I felt like he was a little bit like Malcolm, maybe.
Yeah, but I think that's a little bit like this thing about talent, because the more talented, the harder it's to push yourself to work. And the less talent, the more you push yourself.
You're willing to put work. That's also true. Because if you have a lot of talent and you work your ass off, then you're world's fastest.
Just
but it never happens.
Yeah, because being just the talent, magic doesn't happen.
No.
Like I say, like you know, when you watch, let's say Prado, everyone was like, yeah, he was born with a bike and stuff. But I remember him when I was riding already GPs with 85 cc class. He was living in his camper in Lommel. And this people don't know, and this people doesn't see.
Yeah.
And he was riding day by day and working hard.
And he was not talking English, I remember. Because when I was racing 85 European, he was racing 65 European. And we all kids, you know, we always used to be together. It's not like now. Now it's, I think, different. But before, all evenings with the bicycles, all those
nice.
Even now, you know. And he used to not talk any word English.
What it's like now, like when you're all grown up, and then remembering when you were kids. Like, what's the feeling?
I don't know. Like, I had the nice like when I raced Europe in '85. For all the kids used to get together with the bicycles and do shit, push each other, you know. I think this doesn't happen so much now anymore. Like some maybe
but not maybe in big groups.
Yes. Also, like before, those European races used to be like one, you know, not like now split it. So everybody just in evenings used to get together, and we didn't talk English, but we just made shit basically. Lots of shit.
About the childhood, I would say, you know, it was a really like a good life school because there were so many situations like where we needed to put our heads together with brother and stuff to find the ways how to be adults, let's say. You know, like ask now for the 12 years old kid, can I bring you to airport in Amsterdam and you can fly on your own home? I think nobody could do. But I remember when I was like 11, 12, once happened that my father bring us to airport of Amsterdam, which is super huge. And he said like, here's the tickets. If you don't know where to go, just ask to the workers of the airport. And me and Robert, just like 12 years old, we fly to Latvia, no problems. And also all these trips to Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey, and all this, it made us like
stronger inside.
To survive and to understand the real life. And like I would say we can be really, really thankful to our parents because when now I look back how much kilometers they did on the way, how much money, how much nerves and all that time and all the stuff what they did, this is like unreal. Like
that's true, because now when sometimes like in a year once I need to do a trip from Lithuania to Belgium, I'm like and my dad used to do almost like every week or every couple weeks, and I'm like, how?
I think that's love. That's just love, you know.
And will.
And will,
that's the will.
forgot your question. Okay, but okay, let's jump to the next one. Like, and when was the time when you decided to quit professional motocross?
For me, it was like, you know, I'm the guy, like I do it or I don't do at all.
Yeah.
And I was going like step by step in the right direction. And there was like one of the seasons when I finished at 19 in the championship MX1, being 20 years old. And, you know, just I was thinking, what can I do better to be, let's say, that half a second faster
Yeah.
and to battle in the races for 10 or P10 or something like that. And I was just thinking, like, I'm 20 years old. I do a lot of stuff on my own. I need more, let's say, people around me, like, let's say, who can help me.
Yes, yes.
And also just the basic things, like, you know, I was driving always, like, for example, GP of Bulgaria. I would jump into the van about Tuesday and drive to Bulgaria, get out of the truck, build a tent and all these things.
All by yourself.
And
Yeah.
I lose a little bit of, let's say, an energy, focus.
Yes,
and
yes,
that's
yes.
that very, very little. I'm not complaining that it's tough to do, but it made a bit of difference from the other guys who would fly
Yes,
and
yes.
be sharp and ready. And, you know, I saw those things. And after 2019, I had some offers, but all of these were a little bit asked money.
Yeah.
And like I said, for my family, it was always like, we don't do it professionally.
Yes,
we
yes.
do it like nice and fun. And in that moment, I just didn't have, let's say, this option to go to these teams. And when I stick to the same team, which now when I think it was very, very high level, like Latvia Elksni Honda, for let's say a guy who's racing in Latvia and to make a step closer
GP,
to the
yeah.
Europe. But I think I was in the level that I needed to go out of this team and get something, let's say, better and some new experience and stuff. And when I didn't get it, I was like, I don't want to do another year like the same, and then a year later again the
Yeah.
same. And first of all, I was just quitting from the GPs, and I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna do some Latvian races. But you know, when you stop racing like the GPs, you need to buy the bikes, parts, and all these things, and you need to a little bit work. And when I started to, let's say, work with the kids, I was like, in one point, like, I cannot train and train.
Yes, and ride. Yeah.
In that moment, you know, I was pretty sad. But now when I look back, I would say it needed to happen like this. And I quit maybe on a right time, because now with JJ Racer School, like we are working already like 8-9 years. So
Yeah.
it's been a building process, and I'm, let's say, quite young still, but I have a lot of experience already in the training, let's say, industry. So maybe it was just meant to happen. And
Yes, yes. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and like I say, of course, it was very, very tough to say, let's say, no to the GPs and all these things. But when I look back, it's maybe the best thing happened to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I say, you know, when you race these GPs, there is, let's say, no normal life. Like we don't, let's say, party.
Yes,
we don't
yes.
do all these things, and not only just the party, but just even having fun with the friends. Let's say too many times, because we need to do training, we need to sleep, eat, and all these things, and you need to say a lot of things no. And when I, let's say, quit in that time, I was like free to do all these things.
Yes.
And I miss, like, when I look now, I wish I could keep doing it, but in the same time, I'm not sad about this, that I quit, and I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Okay, and how did the JJ Racer start?
Yeah, like, let's say when I quit racing with the GPs, there was a really good friend of mine who helped me as a mechanic, and directly there show up some kids who want to train with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to my friend, you helped me out while I'm not a GP guy and help with my bike. So let's make some planning. And we know what rider like the young guys need.
Yeah.
And let's do it, because the fathers doesn't know these things, what's good, what's bad. And then we build, let's say we had a workshop with one mechanic, like my friend, and I was a trainer, and we started a little bit like, let's say, not professionally and not really like taking it as a business or serious. But when the time went on, the kids was liking the trainings and the system that we were building, and there were some good results already coming. So it started, and from there on, I was just a little bit thinking, let's say, on a bigger picture, what I want to achieve and what I want to build from all this, that the future kids can have a good options. Unlike what we speak about, the tracks in Latvia is pretty good and all these things, and just we need to organize that it's working. And then me and my friend, we started it, and it's still going on. And now
later on, your brother joined it.
Yeah, like my brother was with the HSF team, and he was doing really good when he crashed. And then
what was the crash?
Like, let's say his injury is a head injury, but it happened not just like one crash. It was in 85s he had a concussion, and this Tartu he had a concussion, and let's say with more times it came more and more serious. And after the last crash, the doctor said like there might be a one crash which end your life. So it's really dangerous for you, and you don't have really actually options. You need to quit. And so he needed to quit. And there was like a perfect, let's say, timing when some GP teams were interested to see me as a trainer in the GPs. And there were a good group of riders in Latvia. So Roberts took over these guys, and I went for the GP team. Like this is how a little bit it went step by step, like to another level, let's say. And it was just really good for me to be in these teams because there it was like there is a big difference. Like every word and every action of you, you can see in the track and in the results. Here with the kids, you can do the best job, and sometimes it doesn't come so fast and so good. But there it was like a little bit, if you do a good planning, like then on that race when you want, there will be a result. So it was a little bit learning, but in the same time also checking my skills, how by doing what, how we're gonna end up with the results. And so it was pretty cool to be in the teams working.
And what's like the hardest thing to train for kids and the hardest thing to train for like professional GP racers?
Like there is like with the kids, it's mainly like I would say like 60-70% we do technique trainings. Because we want to build the rider, and then on we work on the speed later on, let's say. And with the GP guys, it's a bit, let's say, tougher, because the technique is pretty good, and things like, of course, we can improve, but there it's more like year planning and the system, how you work. And like I said, like, every word, everything what you do can change the rider in a good or bad direction. So you need to be always really careful and see with the rider how to do the best. And like it's also very, very important, the communication with the rider, especially adults. With the kids, you are like just the teacher who says what to do and he needs to do. While with the bigger guys, you have to have this communication because he has some things to say and you have, and you need to find the best way how to get forward.
AJ, and for you, like you trained the...
I never trained GP rider.
Yeah, but let's say Jasdauskas and let's say the beginner.
Yeah, to be honest, for me, the bigger riders...
It's harder?
It's easier.
It's easier.
But I never trained a GP rider, No. But the bigger ones are easier because how I see the things, how I would like to see him doing, it's easier. I tell him, and most of the time it
They
works.
do it, yeah.
They do it.
Yeah, like
Kids,
with
you
kids, you
have
need
to,
to
like,
be really,
every time.
and also you need to be patient. And
Yes,
like
yes.
in our trainings, you know, sometimes some fathers would be like, I'm just guessing, thinking like, shit, we are repeating already for 1 month,
Yes,
the
yes.
same thing. Why?
Yeah.
Like it's. Even I can teach to my kid already the things because I hear from you already many times.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest difference, that the kid is not the guy who straight away understand, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this and that. Even if he do already 2 trainings later, he doesn't do. But with the bigger guys, they are understandable, and when they feel it's working, they focus to do this
Yes.
on their own.
Mm-hmm.
While kids are sometimes comes to the training, he didn't sleep good, he has a bad mood, the other day he's super happy, and he doesn't do, and it's not so stable with the kids.
You just need to like repeat to get him
Yes.
everything automatic.
Yeah.
It would work
Yeah,
automatic, you know.
Like,
Because
yeah.
if we sit on a bike, you know how to shift,
Yeah.
you know, but the kids, they don't.
Yeah.
So you need to like learn them that it comes
Yes,
automatic,
yes.
many things.
Yeah.
And like, do you feel pressure training guys like Rachel's brothers, Hudalais, let's say the upcoming motocross stars?
Like this is also a thing that I'm the guy who like stress a lot about things if it doesn't go good.
Yeah.
And Robert is always chill. Like doesn't matter what, he's chill and calm. But like like this experience with the GP guys, this was like another level of let's say stress level and important part of in the team being. And after this, I looked to a lot of things like more like calm. Like if something doesn't go good, I don't care, because I know we are gonna stick to the plan, and it sooner or later it's gonna come good. And like of course when it's the race, you want that your guys do the best. And sometimes it happens, we finish the race and you think, oh my god, it was so bad, it's not okay. And then the next day when the emotions is down and you analyze, then you think, oh, it was not too bad. Like this year with Hudalais in the World Championship, like 65, he was let's say first, second, third fastest guy on the track, and in the results he finished at 10th. But because of the crashes and his father and me, and we were a little bit like it's not that good. But when we were analyzing, we were like, yeah, come on, all these things and all these qualities we have, just we need to work on some stuff, and it will come. While the guy maybe who finished at 9th was just consistent, but he didn't have a speed. To get this speed and these qualities is much harder than the other things. So when you look at these things, you think, oh no, everything's pretty okay. Just need to keep on working, and in the right time when it needs, it will come. Like in the end, the real class is MX2 when it starts all for serious. And when you think it's pretty serious, and then you move to MXGP, then you think, oh my god, this is totally another level. So it's like in a school, like first class, second, third, and let's say MXGP class is when you finish the high school and you are really putting in the work and showing your skills.
And okay, this is gonna be like a tricky question, but like, what do you think, both of you, like what it takes for a guy to become a world champion?
Like
everything.
It's like what I was saying. There is a lot of things that need to come together, but the number one and the most important is this willing. Because if you have this willing, then trust me, you will find a way how to do and all these things. Because too many times, people can say, like you, me, everyone can say, I want to be a world champion. But how much we are ready to do for it? How many times we are ready to say no to things? And if you have that willing, I believe that all the other things will come. So the number one is the willing, and and then the right people to help you
the right people
to trust and to work with, because a lot of times, like in my career, I miss like that person. Like even if I would be doing correctly everything, but I would be like, oh, maybe I'm doing wrong. But if there is that other people who take care of it, he would say,
exactly,
you are right.
Yes.
Trust yourself. You are doing good, and you would believe more, and you would be more successful.
Yes.
So it's like I said, the number one is just willing, because if you have willing, you will wake up on time. You will do the 10K run. You will do the training and the food and all these things. And these things just with the time gonna come. But like I say, if you lose the willing, then you are in a trouble, because that's what pushing you to do all these things. What you need to do.
Yeah, that's, to be honest, that's what brought me up, because I never lost the will. Because to be honest, when you're at that point where you about to go to like MXGP, okay, I never raced MX2 like World Championship because I was big, so it always was like not going well, you know, like, and I was already riding 450, 250 a little bit, and it was never going good, but never lost the will.
Yes.
Always kept it going, you know, always kept it going. Okay, we always, to be honest, like me, I had a little bit questioning myself if we are doing it right or not, you know, but the will was always there, and then bam, it changed everything in like a couple of days, you know. Like everything. So what you say, will, is the most important thing. That's just how it is.
Yeah, and that's not just in motocross or sport. It's in business or anything you do. If you really want it, you will find a way. And like I say, you're gonna go through the deepest shit, and you will find a way to a point where you want to be. If you don't have that will, like the smallest trouble will stop you, and you
that's the thing. The biggest thing is when something goes wrong, it's not about choosing another way. It's about keeping the same way, you know, and trusting the process. Because that's just how it is.
Like, you know, you need to stick to the A plan always, because this is like you go, like it can go up and down, but you are moving forward. And in one point, if you choose this B plan, you start all over again.
Yes.
And you're going to go through all the same roads, and just going to lose time.
It takes so much more time, because you start all over, and maybe you was, here is the finish, and you was here. Yeah, okay, when you start B plan, you start all over again, you know. And you needed just a little bit more, and you would be what you wanted,
and then another thing is like, you know, a lot of parents, like I would say every parent is asking, what you think, will my kid be a Latvian champion or world champion or something? Yeah. And, you know, my answer is like, when Fevre or Herlings or whoever was like 9 years old, maybe they say that, I will be a champion, but nobody of them was really sure, like 100%, let's say. And like if you like, I just know a lot of stories like Everts, the Diker, all these things, and there is, each story is special, each story is different. And you know, some guys are like, I'm like P5 in Latvia, and these other guys are so talented, so good. I will never be so successful as these guys. But like by working, all these things change. And one moment, these top guys, who was top guys, is thinking like, wish I was like him in the younger years, slower and building it step by step. So there is a book how to do and become a champion. It's like, you know,
everybody's own way. Maybe
each
for
guy
you
own.
it works like that, for him like that. You know?
I think you just have to trust the process, you know.
Yes, that's
same thing is just example, like what you think, what's for a motocross rider better, to be rich or pure?
Poor.
But in the end, it's both ways. Just, you know, how it works out.
But
you know.
But I always kept this for myself, that like always was thinking of this. It's better to be poor than to be rich, because the rich guy doesn't make it.
Yeah, but in same time, you can say, you were pure, and by 125 class, you didn't have enough budget to go Europeans to buy a bike, and you quit.
Yes.
So it's like,
Yeah, but I mean, it's just like vice versa, you can find. So
just what I mean about like these things, rich and pure. It's like this guy can become a champion, and this guy, and you cannot say that because he's rich he gonna be champion, or because he is poor that's why he gonna become.
But you just said like if he's poor and he had no money to go to European, and then he sold his bike and he ended his. That's no will then. No, the will is about trying
like,
all your best.
Like I mean, by like that, like. There can go the road of the athlete is so much up and down and things that is just not that you are rich and that's why it's guaranteed, or the other way. It's like for everyone all these situations is different, and like I say, sometimes you would say because this guy was like that, that's why he became. But there are, like I say, when you look also like riding style wise, when you watch the Diker, sometimes this is opposite to what I learned to the riders. And then the rider would say like, come on, this guy is elbows down, sitting quite a lot, and he's winning Europe. And then that's
I think everybody can become a world champion, but I think the poor guys, I think inside they have more fight, because every training for them, they think that it's like the last training for them. That's why they give it, like the last. But that's just my opinion.
Like I understand what you mean. Like maybe if you look the percentage, it is like, let's say the guys who it's going more tough way, they are more successful than the guys who has this, let's say, easy
way.
But it's like I say to all the parents, like I cannot answer to this question. Will he become a world champion or not?
Just say yes. Sure.
Yeah,
you come training with me and you become.
Just
easy way.
No, but sorry.
All good.
But the thing is, like as you say, the Diker like rides elbows down. That's the thing. Like in motocross, there is no perfection. It can work this way or it can work that way. Of course, there is some guidance where there is big percentage that it's gonna work, but it's never 100. It's never 100. Maybe for you it doesn't just fit that way,
like I say, like percentage wise, there is of course technique which is working better. But you cannot. Too many times it's like I say to the guys, of course we work that the technique is perfect and things, but sometimes I pay less attention on some things because maybe this is just how it works for this guy. It's possible.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
And okay, one thing I want to talk with you is about the details that you see on training. Like how did you get like these eyes where like you can see everything? Because I went to many trainers, okay, but when I went to your training with Robert, it looks like you can like see in the future, how is it like experience or you cannot even see that yourself?
It's like like I'm the guy a little bit who makes let's say the plannings, and I have the big plan, like let's say year plan, and from that I make the system how we're gonna train, what we're gonna focus on, and then there is like the periods where you focus on this thing, and let's say there is a period where we focus on training on the toes, and then the kids is like, oh my God, every day he's paying attention only to that one thing. When we're gonna do something fun or something different? But then there comes another period and we focus on the cornering, then we focus on the motos, then on a centric, on a hard pack, on the jumps, and there is like just a year planning where we focus on, and when it's quite busy at the track, a lot of parents say how you see all the things, but I just paid attention in that training for a few things, and I don't need to watch, let's say, full track or like all the time on one guy. It's just I need to pay attention if this guy do this. If he doesn't do, I need to say how to do it. And when these things we work, and it starts to work out, there is a different period. We focus on other things.
Yeah.
And it's actually, let's say, it's not that much in one training to pay attention. Because actually that's, I think, a bit mistake for a lot of trainers. Because it's normal mistake because a lot of riders come for one training and then they expect that from zero to hero they're gonna change. But what I say, like, better learn one thing, but really you learn it.
Yes.
As I learn you 100 things, but in the end you didn't learn one.
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
too much information.
Yeah. So that's why, you know, it's not that the guy gonna come for a week or two and he's gonna be totally different. It's just we pay attention to some things, and like I say, sometimes, you know, we do quite a lot of motos after these technique trainings, and then the parents would be maybe thinking like, shit, they just ride laps and laps, and what's the point?
Yeah.
But you know, this is what we, with me and Roberts, we build a system like,
Yes.
there is motos because we did this and this before, and now it's time to, let's say, show what they can do. Then we see the mistakes, and then we can keep on doing the planning for the next things. And you know, for me, it's always really important to put the plan, and then I know what I'm gonna work on, which period. And like there are some things which you need to do in winter time. There are some things which you need to do in season time. So it's like very important to put, let's say, a year plan, month plan, week, day, and that's exact training plans.
Yes. Because like, when there was your camp, there's like, let's say, 2 groups when I was in Ropiškis, and each group had like 10 people or something. And AJ, as you're a trainer, it's actually like quite hard to detail everything, every guy, and then tell them their mistakes. Okay, I'm gonna repeat. So there's usually like not 1 guy or 2 guys that you're training. You're training 10 or 5, let's say. But still, it's really hard, I think, to get every guy's mistake and then tell it to him. How is it like for you as a beginner trainer?
To be honest, it's annoying for me right now because I don't have those people coming all the time, you know. So it's like up and down. They come and this. So then I just give them information what I see. I cannot make planning like you do, you know. Like what you do, it's very easy. And it also like works, you know, then you work properly and then you see the results. What I do, I just tell them, you know, but I cannot change him in one training, you know. We need to, if we need to just change one thing, it needs month. You know? If it depends, if it's kid, it takes quicker. If it's like growing up, it takes long, you know. So it's very difficult. That's why I try never take more than 5 guys. Even more if it's new, then I like less, you know, because I need to concentrate to tell his mistake. And also, like, even when I have so much information to tell him, I feel like I cannot, you know. I have to tell him maybe 1 or 2 things, but he must concentrate, because otherwise he rides and then he does nothing because he has so much information. And he's like, I need to do this. No, I need to do now this, you know. And
one thing helps is like a little bit like in the system we are working on the, let's say, the groups, and like we make also the groups, let's say if there comes 5 same level kids, it's pretty easy to work because the mistakes and stuff is the same to learn.
Similar.
But if there is 65 complete beginner, amateur, and a pro,
then it's difficult.
you cannot. Even if there is like a beginner and a pro, it's already tough because it's completely different things. So we organize always that. That's why we organize a little bit groups, and like a lot of times it's not because about the speed, but it's about the specific of the training. Like this kid might be the fastest and this might be the slower, but they both doesn't stay on the toes, so they need to train together because they focus on that thing. And in another, let's say, day, there is another group where the guys is doing this on toes, but they don't hold the front brake during the corner. So it's, you know, all these details what we focus. But like you said, it's really important to work, let's say, in like a system and day by day. That's why it's easier for us. Because like if you go to the gym, you cannot do squats like one day and you are ready. If you want to get some results, you need to be there for a month or 2 months, day by day working, and only then it comes. And this is, let's say, mainly what we are working is, let's say, like our main groups where we work consistently. And of course, some time by the time we take some guys who come just for a few times. And we try to give the most information we can, and
you must give like complete package of information.
But anyway, like I try to do like 1-2 things. Like just I would be happier that the guy goes and he really changed something, as just he got from me a lot of information, but he doesn't use anything. So it's it's just a little bit. Like you need to know a little bit systems, who to work with, how, and and that comes like with experience and with the time working with people.
And now that the season's over, like racing is done, can you tell me about both of your winter plans? Are there any camps or just as GG racers in the Jaskonis Mixed Academy?
Yeah, like now, like we were having let's say we have the bigger guys and smaller guys. Smaller guys season finished at about beginning of September, and since then we had 1-2 weeks off. And then we put a lot of work, which is, let's say, like 4 or 5 trainings a week, like, which is like a lot. And trust me, these kids is like with us, they don't train on easy tracks. They train on technical and heavy and stuff. So now, before this weather coming, which is frozen and stuff, we did already the big job, and I'm happy because everyone did it. And now everyone deserves a little bit to take it easier. And end of the December we are going to Spain for like 2 months, me and Roberts. We have let's say our own tracks which we know already pretty good. We rent them, and there is coming let's say big guys and small guys, and like we mix a little bit the groups, and just we're gonna stay there for 2 months, because for us, like I said about this month and year plans, it's very important that if you plan on 15 January technique training, that it happens. And the problem in Latvia is like January and February, these 2 months, when maybe it's going to be possible to ride, but maybe not. So we chose to go straight away to Spain, that our plan is
consistent.
Like just what we planned, we can do. And also it's like, I say that we have good tracks and stuff, but even if you have around, let's say, 100 tracks, and for all life you only ride all these tracks, you a little bit get bored,
change is good.
If you go to Spain and you see completely different tracks and something new, you are motivated. Then when you come back, you are with like a restart, ready to do the season.
So basically we do same. Like on January we plan to go also to Spain, only we go a little bit further than you guys. We go to Bėgiais, where we rent their house and everything, and we work basically there for 2 months actually. We do it. We just we plan so that some guys, they are like training, let's say like 3 weeks or 1 month. They come back for 1 week or 2 weeks, and then they come back again to work for a last push.
And when are you coming back training? Because now you're like without a bike, as you know.
It's not so nice. I don't know. It depends.
Okay, so not sure yet.
I hope soon.
Okay, it's like 1 month or.
I hope sooner.
Okay, nice. Okay, guys. So if you don't want to add anything up, you want to add anything?
No, it's just, I would say, like, it's nice that you have this podcast, and
thanks.
I hope it goes good with this, and that the people get a lot of information, not just from this podcast, but
in general,
more and more, because in those days it's like popular and easy to give information to the people, and I really hope that people gonna listen this and the other podcasts and get motivated and just trust the process. And like I really hope in Lithuania that the kids and the sport gonna grow, because why I say kids, because this is the base, you know. Like if from the kids gonna start do it more, let's say, professionally, more riders gonna participate, then you're gonna have one more AJ in the future, one more guy who's European level, and from these big groups also gonna grow good Lithuanian MX1 riders, amateurs. And so I hope that the kids has a lot of motivation, and they're gonna trust the process, and they're gonna keep just doing, because like as I said, like we all are people, and it's for everyone has the same let's say options. Everyone can become something, and just I hope that they listen to the podcasts and get some information, motivation, and work hard.
That's the goal, to put a little bit as Lithuanian in motocross is not really like Latvia, I would say, are better in motocross complete package. So that's what we try to a little bit improve this with Lithuania and with podcasts.
But like so I think this is one of the things, because you cannot be at the races and explain each person individually this, but with this thing you can give
opportunity
you can give information and really I hope that the people gonna get information. They take it and they use it, and I hope they are motivated, because 2023 starts today, and they need to be working now.
To prepare. Yes, exactly.
So okay, August, so we really had a pleasure having you here today. You're actually the first foreign country guy to come.
Basically it's the first podcast in English.
In English, so simple, guys, tell us if you want more English podcasts. I think we can work even maybe with GP guys, maybe possible.
Yes, we can do live
something.
Calls even.
So
I organize in Latvia with the Ruver the podcast, and
the March he would be the first one to call.
Really, and it's nice to hear him because I think his look at the sport is let's say not like completely different, but in some different way.
Is interesting.
And you can get some completely different information, which is really interesting and fun.
Sometimes you can use it,
like the more people, the more information, and like I say, it's really good that you do it, because this is like a huge boost to the Lithuanian sports.
Thank you, August, so we appreciate it. So thanks again, and see you. Bye.